Welcome everybody to a look at the fourth release from RaroVideo via Radiance Films, and it is 1970s Death Occurred Last Night. So this is directed by Duccio Tosari, who also did The Bloodstained Butterfly, A Pistol for Ringo, The Return of Ringo, and Zorro from 1975. The Return of Ringo actually being a better film than the first film. And yeah, this is a crime film, clocking in at 98 minutes long, stars Frank Wolf, who was in The Great Silence, Death Walks on High Heels, Cold Eyes of Fear, and Kill Them All and Come Back Alone, as well as Raf Valloni, who was in The Italian Job, and Nevada Smith. So this is about a chief inspector who investigates the disappearance of a 25-year-old woman, the daughter of a lonely widower. After she turns up dead, the cops race to find the killers themselves before the grieving father does. So, yeah, this is a film that has two halves that work really well together, as its plot mixes effective characterization and police procedural to... That's my cat jumping on the bed there. And police procedural to make for an overall engrossing effort. The cast is also really good. The pacing is on point. The location of Milan is well used. The cinematography is solid. Despite having prostitution and its negative impacts at the heart of its plot, it doesn't lose sight of its humanity and the emotional burden placed upon the widower, and the character interactions are effective. Just a shame, though, that there isn't much in the way of action. It would have been nice to have at least one set piece to it, car chase or foot chase or something like that. And though the score works for the montage sequences, it sadly is unfitting of the more dramatic aspects. So yeah, that is a bit of a shame. It's only really those two elements that are letting the film down. But still, overall, a really, really good film. Not my favourite one from the director. I personally preferred the likes of Bloodstained Butterfly, or The Bloodstained Butterfly, and The Return of Ringo, but it still is just as good as Pistol for Ringo and better than Zorro. So yeah, as per usual with these releases, we get a really nice printed disc, nice different colour. Now, this is the third release from RaroVideo to be from the 70s. Only Murder Obsession was from the 80s. So, yeah, they have certainly an era that they are fond of, which, isn't a bad thing, to be honest. But it would be nice if they moved into the 60s or, after the 80s or something. But I really like the reversible artwork that's got going on as well. And then we get a booklet with it to go on top of all of that. And in the booklet, we have cast and crew, as well as Death Occurred Many Times, The Thrillers of Duccio Tosari, words by David Sodergren. So it's not a massive booklet or anything like that, but, it's a nice companion piece to the film itself. So, yeah, well worth reading through in that regard. And then in terms of on the disc itself, then we've got a high definition digital transfer from the original camera negative, uncompressed mono PCM audio essay by Francesco Massesi on the importance of Milan in Italian noirs of the period, as well as Scabanco's character Duca Lamberti inside and outside of his cinematic iterations, narrated by Howard S. Berger. Then we got archival interview with Chris Alexander and the regional trailer on top of that, as well as new and improved English subtitles translation for Italian audio and English SDH for English audio. So yeah, you can watch this in Italian or English dubbed audio. I watched the first hour in Italian and then watched the last half hour or so in English just to get a vibe for how the dub looked. And yeah, it looks fine in terms of the dubbing itself. So there's no bad dubbing in this film, to be honest. Although it could easily have been bad dubbing in the first hour, but yeah, the final half hour looked fine enough in that regard. So yeah, a really, really good film. Really enjoyed it. 4 out of 5 as far as I'm concerned. It's not the most perfect films. Like I said, it could have done with a bit more exciting set pieces or something like that here or there. Like I said, just one would have done, just to break up the film in some regards. But yeah, the fact it's focusing more on characterization and the police procedural element rather than going into exploitation in terms of depicting prostitution or anything like that. Sure, it's got nudity in it, but it's certainly not the main focus of it. And usually when nudity happens, the police inspector immediately asks for them to stop it and just answer his questions. So yeah, really, really enjoyable. And yeah, like the Executioner, it's nowhere near as exploitation heavy as you might expect. But nonetheless, thank you for watching. If you have seen this film before, I'd like to hear your thoughts on it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.